Yo, what's up, guys? Jerry's here, and welcome to my birthday special episode. And what could be more special than having as a guest my biggest inspiration in social media? And this guy didn't just inspire me, he inspired a lot of creators out there. And you know what? I couldn't imagine my social media career without meeting this guy. And this guy is none other than TG from Dubai.
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Man, it's been a long time, bro. TG.
It's been a while, man.
What's up, man? Thank you for joining me.
Hey, well, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No, it's been a long time since we last met. When was it? Can
It's
you
been a
remember?
while, man. I think maybe before COVID, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think before COVID, bro.
Yeah, I think before
Was
COVID.
it the sunset shot?
Yeah, the
solar
eclipse. Yeah, I think it was a solar eclipse out in Liwa.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think we ran into you there.
Isn't that the point?
What do you mean?
You did a photo at the point. Maybe that one. I can't remember, bro. Remember the fountain?
Yeah, I did a few shoots at the
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I mean it could have been after, but
Yeah, it's been a long time.
yeah, it's been a while.
Okay,
It's been a while.
just want to give a background to how
Yeah.
we TJ and I met. When I started my social media, that was like I think 2019, right? I was fresh, no followers, and what I did is I went to Google and then searched for the best landscape photographers in Dubai, and you know there was one list, and TJ was one of those lists. So I tried to follow every one of them, and TG was the one who replied. I texted him, I like asked him questions, and he replied immediately. And then you invited me after a few days. You invited me to go to a sunrise in Al Madam, I think Al Madam.
Oh, no way, man.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Yes. And, yeah, I know what I was thinking. So yeah, so you invited me, and then I just from that day on, I learned so many lessons and
That's cool,
so
man.
many inspirations. Your stories, man. You told so many stories. Every time we're together, you have such a lot of stories.
I talk too much, man. Yeah, I talk
No,
too much.
I think you love inspiring people. But for you, it's
Well, I love storytelling.
Yeah.
So I mean that's part of what made me transition through various things in life. Is
That's true.
yeah, there's always a story to tell, right? Right. And
That's true.
that's the whole idea behind it.
yeah. So when I was thinking of my birthday special, I really want TG to be here, and the concept is since TG loves telling story, so do I. You know, we love inspiring people. We are here to talk about two of our life stories that changed our life or had a huge impact in our career. Which I remember you were telling me those stories, and I want people to hear those as well. And for sure you have this kind of story. So we have two for each other, right? So
Yeah.
you got it, TJ, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
So two
yeah.
life stories that changed our life and made a huge impact in our
Two life
career
stories that changed our life and made
You
a
know,
huge impact.
as
Yeah,
a person or as a businessman, as a creator.
Yeah,
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, since you're my guest, bro, start it, bro.
I
The
go
floor is
first?
yours. Yes. go
Oh
for it.
man, throwing me out to the wolves, man. Well, look, life's funny and life's amazing. So there's a lot of beautiful things in life because the challenges that we face in life sometimes dictate what decisions we make. You know what I mean?
agree. Totally.
So sometimes we work hard towards something, and we're working and we're working and we're working, and we're seeing, to us at least, because we're passionate about what we're doing, we're not seeing progress, or we feel like we're not moving forward. So there's a point where some of us just give up and say, you know what, this is not working for me, or the people around us maybe don't help by saying, you're wasting your time with this. It's a hobby. It's a passion. It's this. Just leave it as a hobby. Go do something else. And I made a promise to myself: never listen to those people. Respect them, appreciate them, love them, because some of them are very, very close family members, and relatives that care about you. So it's coming from a good place. But don't take everything that they say and just move on it, because just like they're living their life, you have to live your life, And this is, I think, some of the stuff that I used in my life that changed and shaped my life. Every time I wanted to do something in my life, and the people around me would see it, they would say, "Oh, it's a waste of time. Don't do it." I'll give you an example. I've been into photography and filmmaking my entire life. Since we can go back to when I was in school, when I was studying in New Jersey. So after classes, I would take my car, drive up to the mountains, and I think I was 19, 18 or 19 at that time, years old. And I would just take photos of the landscape. And I loved how the photos that I took would tell a story. You know, that's one thing that's beautiful about photography.
Sure.
And then after a while, you know, I worked for corporate America. So I worked for IBM, I worked for the NBA, and
He told me that NBA. Wow.
yeah, and that was a fun job. That was a fun point in my fun time in my life. So it was exciting. I wanted to do my own thing. So I remember actually while I was working for the NBA, I remember going to my direct manager and giving in my notice. She was shocked. She said, you know, why are you quitting? I can't believe it. What's the reason? And I told her I want to go start something on my own. I want to do something on my own. I want to be CEO of my own company, and I want to build it on my own. And this is what I was, 19, 20. No, I was right. At that point, I had finished college. I was 21, 22. Yeah. So right out of college, and I want to go do something on my own. And she was against it, obviously, because she wanted me to stay. But she supported it. She said, hey, you got to do what you got to do. But my parents were very angry, very upset. You know, you went, you studied, and you got a great job. You're starting off a great career, and you want to leave all that behind to go start from zero. And I said, it's just something I want to do, you know. Thinking back, that was a very risky move, you know.
Yeah,
but I was on my own,
Yeah.
you know. I was on my own. I wasn't married yet, didn't have kids, and hey, if I fall, I'll just have to get back up again, right? And that's the whole idea. And I find that just because I tried to surround myself with positive people, you know. And I try to get positive energy from them. So every time I would fall or every time I would see something go wrong, I would just try to stay positive. And I think that was one of the key things that always helped me with every time I fell. And I could tell you, I fell more times than I stood, you know, but that's the beauty in it, right? So from there, fast forward, I'm a lot older now. I made the decision to come to Dubai. I've been in Dubai now for about 15 years. When I came to Dubai, photography just... because before I would go in and out of photography. When I came to Dubai, Dubai's a beautiful place, man. And I just grabbed the city and hung on to it, man.
We remember those days, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, this place is amazing, you know? And I would just take photos. At first, I would take them for me, and then I would just post them. And then people started liking my photos. They were interested. And then I started to notice, now again, fast forward again, started to notice people would look at my photos and tell a story, or they would interpret the story, the photo the way they see it, and that's the vision or the story that they saw. But that's not why I captured the photo. You know, and that's when I said, you know what, that's when I came up with that thing that just stayed in my head. It was like, a photo tells a story that's interpreted by the person looking at it. A film tells a story that you write or that you create. That's, you know, powerful. Well, it is, right? But that's the truth. It's if you write a story about a young man struggling and you know, he wakes up in the morning, he works his first job, goes home, works his second job, goes home, works graveyard shift, and he's, you know, just to make ends meet. That's a story that you wrote, and you tell that story. But if you take a photo of a young man, you know, sitting down or going to work, depending on that person's perspective or where they are in life, they're going to take that photo and give it their own story. I was like, oh, that young man looks like he's going to school, or that young man looks like he's going to work, or maybe he's going to visit his grandma, or whatever the story, whatever the case may be. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But it's just a different, it's not what I really wanted. I love photography. And I still love the idea that, hey, I could take a photo and people can guess, is that sunrise or sunset? I've had that happen before. You know, hey, look, what a beautiful sunrise. And in my mind, it's like, no, that's sunset. You know, or what a beautiful sunset. Oh man, that's sunrise. Can't you tell the sun's on the opposite side? And that's what you don't know where that building is. You know, jokingly, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I said, yeah, you know, that is a big difference there. You know, so getting into filmmaking, which I've always loved because it was always part of storytelling. You know, when I started off, it was the cameras that I had. You don't want to know; they're just all old, but they're cool actually. But they were old film cameras, you know, and then from there, my passion just continued on developing, and I wanted to grow this thing. But every step that I took when I made the move to go photography full time, the people around me were saying, "Oh, you're wasting your time. This is a passion. This is just leave it as a hobby. You're not even a photographer. Why would you do this?" So it's like they take the hammer and they just want to start bashing you with it. You know what I mean? And what you got to learn to do is just, thank you. But let's see what happens with it. You know, be kind to them, be nice to them, and then you just keep pushing, keep plowing forward. And then when I wanted to be a producer, oh, you're a photographer. What do you know about filmmaking? You know? And it's like, it's funny. That's what people said before I became a photographer.
Yeah, right.
They told me the same thing, you know? And then when I wanted to become a director, it's like, well, what do you know about directing? You know, you're a producer. It's like, the chain will never end, you know? You know? So it's good, you know? Take that criticism and then take it as energy.
Motivation.
You know what I mean? Yeah, put all that energy in there from these people, all that negativity, and then push something positive out. Yeah, I think if I was to tell a story, you know, because part of our slogan is everyone has a story to tell. Let us tell your story. So if I was to tell my story, is love what you do. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. And if you don't, find ways to work towards what you want to do. Everyone says I have a goal. I want to own a big company. I want to be a CEO. I want to own a big house. I want to have a beautiful car. But nobody has a plan. So if you have a goal without a plan, you're dreaming. It's just a dream. That's all it is. You could take a pen and paper all day and say, here's my goals. Goal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Long-term goal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Short-term goal, here's what I want to do this year. Great. But you don't make any plans for it. So if you don't make any plans, where are you going? You're going nowhere, man. It's just, all you're going to do is daydream. Yeah, I got a goal one day. I want to have this big, beautiful house up on the hill.
Without plan?
There's no plan. It's pointless, right?
Pointless.
So planning is key, you know. Planning is key, and networking is key. So part of my growth here in this country and actually worldwide, I always found myself around interesting, successful people, whether they be celebrities, movie stars, or business owners, entrepreneurs. And I remember someone telling me, "Oh, you're lucky you're always around these people." I says, "Man, if you only knew how hard I had to work to accidentally end up around these people."
True.
Is I had to always stay focused. Whenever I see a negative situation, I move myself away from it. Yeah, I learned that slowly. In the beginning, I would attack. But as I got older, I would just remove myself from the situation. So networking is very important. Being a positive person, you know, not fighting with people, you know, just leaving all that negativity away. And then just focus on what you love doing. The rest will come. You know, if you chase money, I found out if you chase money, you're always gonna have that carrot dangling in front of you, and you're always gonna keep running. But if you go after the source of what you're trying to do, the money slowly comes. The attention will come, and then the people will know who you are. You know. I mean, I can go left and right with this thing because there's no storyboard or shot list, you know, for us to follow here. But just giving you real life experiences here. What I've experienced in my life is you know, it's just positive energy. That's one of the main things. And every time someone tells you it can't be done, ignore it, man. Go after, find a way to do it. When I used to climb rooftops to shoot photography, I did every shoot legally. And I remember, yeah, this is a big thing here in
Back in the
Dubai,
day, you were
especially
like
back in the
every rooftop in Dubai.
every rooftop I would go and try to climb. And I remember a lot of people would say, "Hey, we're gonna go climb this rooftop. Do you want to come with us?" Oh, okay, great. So first thing I would ask them, "Do you have a permit?" Because I just want to make sure. And then they say, "Well, no, we're gonna sneak from the back and climb up this place." All right, thanks, man, but I'm not interested right now. As if you guys get a permit, fine, I'll go. No permit, I'm not going. And look, I get it. There's risks to take in life, but there's certain risks that you got to really balance out. Like, hey, is this the kind of risk I want to take? So what I used to do is I just used to go knocking on doors. So I would, if I saw a building, and across from it there's a beautiful vantage point, there's something I really want to capture, I would just go and talk to them. I would say, I would just simply say, I'd like to climb your roof and have access to your roof and take a photo of the city. And they would say no. And I would say, is there a reason why you would say no? It says, yes, it's not allowed. I says, okay, can I speak to someone that can give me permission or make it allowed? And then they would say, you can go talk to this person, but they're probably going to say no. Sit down with the next person after explaining to them why I need the photo, who's it for, what's the purpose, this. I say, okay, sounds cool. All right, we'll send one security guard up with you. And then I would go take the photo. And that's how it began. I took the first photo, the second photo, the third photo. After that, I began to use my portfolio, and it was only 3-4 photos. I say, hey, I want to go take a photo like this. Yeah. I would just point at my phone and I say, I want to take a photo like this. Can I climb your roof? And then they would say, okay, well, what's it for? I was like, oh, it's just for social media, But hey, I'll tag you guys and I'll write in my caption, what a beautiful place this is and whatever. Okay, sure, no problem. Yeah. And then it just started to snowball, man. After that, I started getting calls to come and do it. That's good. And then from there, just the journey just took off, man, on its own. But when I was going, everyone was saying, oh, you can never climb these buildings. You'll never get permission. There was only a couple of guys that were doing it at that time. When I started, it was only Danny Eid and Daniel Chung. Great photographers, amazing photographers, But from there, man, it just took off. Yeah, it just took off. This is 2017 at this point where I really started focusing on it.
Yeah, it shows your fighting spirit in everything you do, right?
I think that's very important, man. Yeah. That's very important because if we quit halfway or if we quit in between or just whenever someone says no, then no one would get to where they are today.
Sure.
Look at the most successful people. Ask them, how many times have you been told no before you got to where you are today? I guarantee you they'll tell you that it's been most of my life I've been told no.
Sure.
But they continue to go after it,
Wow. Man, this is what I miss from TG from Dubai. Whenever we go to a sunset shoot, sunrise shoot, I always hear the stories, and it stayed the same. You know the real because it stayed the same, and I've learned a lot of lessons from it. For example, like your fighting spirit. Like we have the same mindset. Like whenever someone said no, you use that for motivation.
Right.
You just fight for it. If you want something, fight for it. And I've learned a lot from TG. These lessons. They're inspiring. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, will be inspired on TG's story. And now it's my turn. All right? It's my birthday. It's my turn. Here's my
Happy
story.
birthday, by the way.
Thank you so much. It's a strange feeling to be 31 years old,
Well, congratulations for that, man.
All right. So I think, TG and we have very the same mindset. Since I was a kid, when I came here in Dubai, that's when I got basically when my eye opened to reality when I came to Dubai, because I when I came from the Philippines, I was fresh from college. Like I was young. I was spoiled brat, So when I came here, I was like, I thought like I will be a millionaire right away. I thought I would be driving fancy cars and everything. And then when I came here, I was jobless for like 8 months, bro. I was jobless for 8 months. I don't have job for 8 months, and I was like, that's one of the first moments that I was feeling hopeless. No jobs for 8 months.
Right,
wow, right. It stinks, bro.
Yeah,
and man. I remember I was doing part-time work of washing dishes, washing toilet, serving, being a waiter.
Sure.
And the thing is, it's not something that I want to do in life. Like, no offense to people doing it, but it's not something that I want to do in life.
Sure.
I want to be more successful. I want to provide more for my kids. So I had to do something because no
Right.
one is hiring me.
Mm.
Nobody was hiring me because I don't know why. So what I did was I had to do something. So I decided to change my path. So what I did was I went to the streets of Karama. I sold some stuff.
Mm.
I basically become a street vendor. You know, I sold some things in Karama near Karachi Darbar. I can't forget the spot. So I stood there every afternoon and I sold my items every afternoon
Mm.
to a lot of Filipinos. And the money I've earned from that, I used money to study graphic designing.
Mm.
You
Okay.
know,
Well, that's
so
cool.
graphic designing. So it's like after like maybe 3 months of shelling on the street, I used money to study graphic designing, and
Nice.
that's how I managed to change my career. So
Mm.
I started graphic designing, and just after a few weeks, I applied for a job. You know, and then luckily that first job that I applied hired me without
Nice.
even me being fresh. They hired me, and that basically changed my life. You know,
Nice. Amazing.
from graphic designing, and then I started photography, videography. So yeah, I mean, looking back to that moment, like, what would be my life right now if I didn't do that, bro? Like, could you imagine? Yeah,
Amazing, man.
yeah, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember what you said is setting goal, and then making plans,
Right.
which I applied during that day. So when I was selling on the street, I came up with this dream of I want, as you said, same to you. I dream of having my own company.
Mm.
And when I told that to the people around me, they told me I was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
You don't have a job, okay? You're selling on the street,
Yeah.
and you want to own your company. You know, it sounds like, man, that was a big dream. That's a big guts, you know. But I said, yeah, I will put up my own company. So that's where what you said came in. So I said, I set up my dream to have my own company. Set a goal of 10 years,
Nice.
right?
Okay.
10 years, I'll put up my own company. And then in that 10 years, that's where the plan came in. I started photography, videography, even filmmaking, even animation, even social media, even marketing, website. I mean, just name it. I started it, you know. I either by book or enrolling into short courses, you know. I did it all because I have this goal to have my own company, because I know that once I establish all those knowledge, it will be easier for me to put my own company. So in those 10 years, it's all about grind, bro. It's
Yeah.
all about grind, all about learning. So
Definitely.
that's basically what I did. You know, I tried to learn as much as I can, and luckily, 2017, I managed to build my company, which is Creative Comic. So
Amazing.
2007, I arrived in Dubai. That's when I set up my dream. And then 2017, I managed to build my company.
Amazing.
10 years. So
Amazing.
again, dream, goal, and plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's my first story. And second is the pandemic. Man,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know that. I remember. See, this is why one of the reasons why this guy inspired me so much. So when the
Give me too
pandemic
much
happened,
credit, man.
no, no, man, that's true, bro. When the pandemic happened, I think after 1 week or 2 weeks of lockdown, bro, you called me. You remember that? You called me.
I think I did. Yeah.
Yes, you called me, and you're asking me, bro, are you okay? Is everything okay? How's everything? I told you, bro, I lost, I don't have job, I don't have, I lost my clients and everything,
I remember. Yeah.
bro. And you asked me for if you need anything, do you need food? Do you need money?
Mm.
And I was like, wow.
Mm.
Out of all of everyone, you're the only one who called me, man. And that moment inspired me a lot. That gave me a fighting spirit. Even though I said no, even I said no, I don't need it right now. But man, just by giving someone a call,
Yeah. It makes a difference.
just
Yeah.
being there, man, just showing to someone else that you're there to reach out, man, that made a huge impact. And from that moment, I was like, man, I need to fight this pandemic, man. So yeah.
Yeah, I never realized that, man. Now, I think we all forget sometimes that everyone is a human, and uh, we have to find a way to stay attached to our humanity, man, and just reach out to people, talk to people. I find that sometimes when people reach a level of success, they want to avoid the people that the people that were around them that either helped them or were part of that community, because they feel that they reached a level that's higher, so they don't want to feel lower. I think this is a very wrong way to look at things. The people that told you want to own a company, but you're selling product on the streets, what they don't realize, I mean, all respect, respectfully speaking, I don't know who they are, but what they don't realize is dreams start on the ground. Burj Khalifa was not built from the middle or from the top. You know, there was a foundation that was built. So you need to build the ground floor, and you need to take the first step. So if you do have a dream to do something, whether it's own a company, be a manager, be a general manager, be a producer, editor, director, whatever you want to be, photographer, uh, you take that first step. That's your dream. It began on level one. Then from there, you see where it takes you. You just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I agree. So just going back to my story, yeah, so pandemic, I suffered a lot. I mean, I think I've shared this to all my followers, and I tried my best to fight for it. You know, I was like, I will do everything to overcome this situation,
Yeah.
because not just for me, but because of the people that are looking forward for me to win. Like for example,
Right.
like you, the motivation you gave me, my followers. You know, I was doing it for them, and then I mean, luckily, like after a while, I managed to overcome it, and it made a huge impact, because that was huge, bro. Like you saw me before pandemic, you saw my life, you saw I was a family man. I have a family here,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
have my kids,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then losing them, man, that sucks, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Losing
yeah.
my kids,
Yeah,
it
it's hard.
sucks, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it's just, man. See, I told myself I
Yeah.
won't cry in this episode, but I mean, it's a
Yeah.
freaking challenge, man. If you
Yeah.
just know what I've been through, and yeah, it's very hard, bro.
I could imagine, man. I could imagine. I'm really sorry about that.
No,
It's
you know this. I mean, I told this story, bro, and
yeah,
this is why I'm hardworking as much as I can right now, because
yeah,
I want to prove every doubter wrong. You know, all the people that doubted me, that you know, like I want to be as much as I can
yeah.
successful. You know, to yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You will live happier and with less stress if you avoid trying to prove the doubters wrong and just focus on proving yourself right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you focus on yourself, prove yourself right. Prove it to yourself. You know, don't. No one else has. You don't have to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always going to be, you know, people that want to bring you down for whatever reason. You know, they're in their own world for whatever reason. They want to think this way. But if you focus on yourself and focus on developing your skills, building your future, you know, here's day one. I have in my bank account negative 750 dirhams. Okay, I got to get past this negative, so I got to do stuff to get past this negative. What do? I'm gonna go sell a few photos, sell a few, edit some stuff, or do what I got to do. All right, fine. Now I got 1,000. Now you're positive. You got 1,000, right? So you paid that negative 750, and then now you're positive another 250, and then from there you just got to keep working towards that, right? Just to get out of the situation that you're in. If you're in a difficult situation, and then you have goals and dreams, which are great, to be at this level, fantastic. Take that, put it right here, use that as motivation. I remember when I wanted something in my younger days, I wanted a BMW 745 when I was younger. I remember silver with black leather, BMW 745 Li, and it was 2002 at this time. I was in California. And I remember telling the guy next to me, I was in the magazine. We used to read car magazines back then, not today. Yeah, magazines are gone now. But I remember telling the guy next to me, I'm going to get this car. And he looked at me and he laughed, because we were both working hard, struggling, working hard. And he's like, man, every time I talk to you, all you do is dream. And I was like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to get this car. And I remember on my computer, my wallpaper was that car, like every young man, right? And I worked hard towards finding a way to get that car. 3 years after that, I remember that's when I was in a different type of business in California. And I remember I made that 3 years after. That year, I made $989,000. And I was just working. And then there was another guy with me. He's like, man, you're working hard and you seem to be doing good for yourself. Why are you driving an old Astro van and you're renting in I was living in Westminster at that time. He's like, you're renting an apartment in Westminster. He's like, why don't you go buy a car or buy a house, you know? And I remember I'm like, shoot, he's right. I didn't think about that. But I got so focused on the plan, like working, that I forgot about the dream. You know what I mean? So focusing, which is a good thing. That means you love what you're doing, and you're so focused on work that you forgot to enjoy the fruits of your labor, you know? That's a good plan to have, you know? And I went and bought the car.
Yeah, that's good.
745 Li, 2005, and I bought it to Dubai too. I ran it to the ground, drove it for 15 years until I finally sold it, you know? But the one thing I loved about that car, it was something that I wrote down on paper. And I said, I'm gonna get this car. I was a young man, and I'm gonna work towards getting this car. I made a plan, and I went, I thought it was gonna take 10 years. There's gonna be so many new designs that came in 3 years after, you know? I put it out into the universe, I made my prayers, I focused on my plan, and I was just dedicated. You know, I'm a firm believer. You know, I believe in God, and I believe that that all blessings come from God. You know, and this is something that's deep in my heart. You know, so, but there's one thing that I learned. I mean, not to make this a religious discussion, but one thing that I learned, that you can believe in God, but just because you believe in Him, it's not gonna rain gold and money. You have to get up and do your part and play your role in life. This is you have a purpose to serve in this life. There's a purpose for you being here. You know, that purpose can be taking care of your kids, taking care of your wife, taking care of your mom, your dad, whatever that purpose is, you define it, and you don't forget, like I did, to enjoy at some point. This is your life, so enjoy it. You know, take the time to enjoy your life. You know,
man.
And we can go on forever. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I told you I talk too much, man. Yeah.
Bro, TG, see, this is what I miss from you. You know, all these lessons, all this inspiration, bro. Thank you so much for coming in.
That's a pleasure,
helping
man.
me inspire a lot of people. I mean, you've already inspired so
I
much.
mean,
From a lot of years of social media, you've inspired so much. Not just me, but a lot of creators out there. Until today, bro. Until today,
thank you, man.
People are
Thank
telling
you.
me, bro, we miss your shoots with TG. You know, you guys inspired me. You know, and until today, like we met probably 4 years ago, and until now.
I think it's more than 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, in a way, in a huge way, we made a huge impact in a lot of creators' lives. So
well, I'm happy for that. You know, if you indirectly inspire someone, and you never knew about, I mean, that's a great thing. It's better to send out positive energy than negative energy, right? I mean, that's a great thing. But I myself was inspired by many people out there. In fact, a lot of the people that you know, on social media that follow and do what we do have grown and become so successul that they inspire me. I was like, man, you know, this guy's amazing. Look what he's doing. You know, so I think we all inspire each other. You know, at one point or another.
Yeah, true. It's just TG being humble.
Yeah.
Bro, thanks so much. And
thanks for having me, man.
Huge thank you for myself. And,
Appreciate it, man.
I couldn't imagine my social media career without you, without all the stories, man. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks
for my birthday, bro. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, man.
Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, and
so
yeah, enjoy the day, man.